So, congrats to Washington. And in particular Sellers. I mean, she's a hell of a player. I mean, she really is. And you know, on that last foul, we knew we had one to give, and we were going to take it early, but they kind of cleared the floor, and we let our kids specifically know that if we're beaten on a drive, go ahead and get them. And she just got by us pretty quick, and we got her, but unfortunately she made the basket. So just got to give them credit. And then, even still, we had the chance at our end and, before that play, and had the ball in the hands of the right player. And we just kind of a fluke ending. She loses her footing and then hits them. So, I feel bad for our kids. We fought hard. We weren't great in the first half, but I thought the second half we were, much better. And typical Duck fashion, we sure make it exciting here. But no, go ahead. Yeah.
How do you kind of you don't have a lot of time now, have to play a first round game in the Big Ten tournament. How do you process this really quickly and move on?
Well, I don't know. We have to, right? We just talked to the team and kind of got them recentered a little bit. We'll take tomorrow off and then, travel on Tuesday. We'll practice before we travel. And then we get right at it, and against a good Purdue team who we, had a battle with just last game. As we were shaking hands with them after the game, they were, because Penn State had beaten USC, they felt like their chances were none to get in the tournament. And the way things worked out, they're in. And so we're going to be playing a team that probably feels like they're playing with house money. And we've got to pick ourselves back up and get it done. So
Katie had obviously had a tough time up in Seattle. This is maybe her best game, regardless of that last sequence there that she's had here. Can you just speak to the light coming on for her and her ability to get to the rim? Yeah,
I thought it was great. We got, open lanes for, spaced the floor pretty well. And she was on it. She was on it. That's why I felt really good about the last possession. We had it in the right hands, and she's not afraid to, like I told her after the game, the great ones are never afraid to miss that big shot or make that, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, she was phenomenal in that second half. Both of our sophomores, I thought Ahis was great too. And again, Ahis, she drew how many fouls tonight? 8. I mean, that's kind of normal for her. I thought that we could get 21 out of the game because I thought she played pretty well for them, but we couldn't get that 5th foul on her. But yeah, those two were warriors. The turnover's a little high, but God bless her, man. That kid is. Those two they're nails, tough as nails.
It's kind of tough with Sellers because if you pour everything into taking her away, other people can kind of step up. So, but what kind of went into trying to defend her as best you could, and then defending them as a whole?
Well, second half, I thought we did a little bit better job. We started trapping the ball screen a little bit and had some success with it. Yeah, it's one of those pick your poison kind of things. You she's going to get hers in the end anyway. You try to take away the others. I thought in both games we did a great job on Howell, who's maybe their second best player, and we just that kid is really good. She is really, really good, and Chris is supposed to remind me to fill out my all Big Ten bracket, or not bracket. What would you call it? First team and second team, and Sellers is going to be really high. I mean, she is fantastic talent.
Before Katie stumbled, what was sort of the plan on that?
Okay,
before Katie stumbled and lost the ball, what was sort of the plan on that entire?
Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, first of all, I thought we had called timeout. I let the referee know that we were going to call timeout as soon as we got the rebound, and of course, they didn't recognize that, and so we had to go full court. Which, kind of disrupted us maybe just a little bit. But no, we were going to just run a simple middle ball screen, space the floor. We had 3 shooters on the court and let Katie and Ahis make the play. I think they forced us a little bit more to the side, and so it wasn't a clean. We wanted a flat screen right in the middle, and we also wanted to set it a little higher. And I think because of the circumstances, we were a little deeper than we wanted to be. And she just didn't have the right angle. Just went a little bit too fast, and that happens. But I just felt, go simple, get the ball in your best player's hands in the middle of the floor and let her create something. And it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But
Speak to the senior group and what made them special.
it's a good group. They only played here a total of 4 years. Welcome to the new NCAA. But I'm proud of all three of them. I'm proud of all three of them. They're going to have Oregon degrees. And, when we recruit players, we talk about, two things that I think are really important when you choose a school is you want to go somewhere where you can establish roots and where you can grow wings, right? And I just, impressed upon them, even though they were here for a short time, we just wanted them to know that, this can always be home. I look at some of our former players, Eugene is home to them, to a lot of them. And we want this place to be special for them, and we're really grateful for everything that they've done for us. AT has played quite well for us. I don't think she had her best game tonight, but she's played quite well for us down the stretch. And, I think she can be an X factor in the NCAA tournament because she is such a good shooter and can relieve Katie a little bit. Katie's not built for 40 minutes a game sometimes. And so it's nice to have somebody, even when they're playing together, that can take some pressure off Katie. Amina has, she's kind of a college pro. It's funny to say that nowadays because they're all pros to some degree. But she just, brings her lunch pail every day and works hard and does her job. And you don't always notice her. But, I tried last night. We had a little get together and I talked to her. We don't win the Vanderbilt game last year in the NCAA tournament without her offensive rebound on a free throw. So those are the kind of plays she makes. Doesn't always show up in the stat sheets, but she just kind of makes winning plays and can defend multiple positions. And she's a really good kid. She really is. And obviously Mia is hurt right now, and she didn't play all that well tonight. We just wanted to get her in so that the Big Ten tournament wasn't going to be her first action back. And I think she's fine. I asked her after, and she seemed to be fine and felt good. But she's going to be big for us, I think, in the NCAA and the Big Ten tournament because she shoots the ball so well, and she's had big games for us this year. And certainly with Heese and Katie and Mia, those are three different kinds of players that can score at three different levels. And so, yeah, I think Mia, this will be her first NCAA tournament. I'm also looking ahead to that, you guys. I probably shouldn't, but, this will be a great experience for her. So I love all three of them. I truly do. And they've given us a lot, even though it's been a short period of time. They'll be remembered.
15 over points in the second half. What did you see working for her in that stretch?
Well, they went small a lot tonight, and so we were able to exploit that a little bit. They did a good job on her up there with their length, but for whatever reason, they went a little bit smaller at times tonight, and she was able to get around the rim. I would have liked to have seen her attack the rim a little bit when she got at the high post. I think she settled for a couple shots, but she's just a warrior. I mean, she plays so hard.
Clutch games this year. How do you think that prepares you moving into tournament basketball?
Well, we'll be prepared. I don't know how many close games we've played. We've won some. We've lost probably more. But, because the NCAA tournament, most of the games come down to that. And so we'll certainly be battle tested. I was looking at just looking back at some of the games that we, kind of let get away or we had a chance to win or, and we were right there. Our record could be completely, a lot different, but we just didn't make the plays. One of the things tonight, we wanted to turn them over a little bit more in that first half, man. We couldn't get into our three-quarter court stuff because they were getting the ball inbound so quickly, and man, they really pushed tempo tonight.